Hi, and in this video, a quick video on my thoughts for the next 12 months. So, 20, what I think 2026 is going to be like. So, what's it going to be like for me? Well, in my job, I am going to get extra hours. I am going to get extra pay. So that's good. Um, so yeah, still working out what I want to do in life. But the extra hours means that got a bit more responsibilities, but not much. Um, but if you know, last year it was a big birthday, a big celebration year for me, and a milestone, and you try and work things out. So the past 12 months, I've been trying to work out what I want, who I want to be, and what to be, you know, um, and just thinking about life generally. Um, Last year ended a bit bad. Uh, some of you might know that I lost my dog Dino, or our family dog Dino, and I also lost a great friend of mine called Josh. From a weather community. Um, so yeah, and during the past couple of weeks, it's been cold and snowy. Dino would have loved it, and Josh would have loved it as well. So yeah, I have been missing them. I've been missing Dino a lot. He died in November 18th, 18th of November, 2025. Um, so, um, so yeah. So what do I think? What's going to be about? Well, I think it's going to be about 2026. Well, there's going to be a lot of sport. Everybody knows that there's going to be a lot of sport. So you've got the Winter Olympics. You've got the Commonwealth Games. So the Commonwealth Games is like the British Empire, apart from it's like the Commonwealth of the British Commonwealth. So that's like England, England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and all the little islands surrounding it, like Jersey, Guernsey, Andaman, and then you got Canada, Australia, New Zealand, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Then you got Jamaica, the Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago, and then like in Africa you got South Africa. You also Sri Lanka. You also got Ethiopia, I think Kenya, Nigeria, Malaysia. I know that's in Asia, but there's other. Bhutan, I think, is another one. There's a lot of, and then Fiji, Somalia, and I think that's around about like during the spring and summer. And that this year's gonna be in Glasgow, and then you got the FIFA World Cup, and then you got your other events as well, regular events like Eurovision and elsewhere. And then you know it's been a strange start to the world. We have Venezuela, the situation there. I'm with the people with that. If they're celebrating, then I'm celebrating. I celebrate. I'm not a Venezuelan. I'm British. I'm from the UK, and they've been waiting for. Well, they've not been waiting for Trump to take over, but they wanted him to go. So, I think people should be on the same side as Venezuela. And then Iran, I know some Iranians, and they want this over. They want this regime, this Islamic regime, dictatorship. They want it over, and they want their king back, and they want Iran back to how it was, where where you could be Christian, where you could be Muslim, even Jewish. There were Iran used to have a lot of Jews, and if Iran becomes Iran again, like how it was before the takeover of 1979, a lot of things have changed since 1979, and all of the bad stuff in the world all points to Iran. So this will also change the war with Ukraine. The weapons will get stopped. Russia will have no allies in the Middle East properly. There will be friends in the Middle East, Russian friends, but they won't be big allies of Russia, and there won't be a big supply of weapons. Venezuela again was an ally of China and Russia, and Chile as well, and a lot of Latin America. And hopefully this year is going to be a change where we have no more dictators, and all the dictators go this year. So I think this year is about hope for a lot of people, and I think a new beginning for the world. Everyone has this new year, new me, and everyone has plans for the new year, this new year, and even over new years to come. And I think this is going to be the start of the path of that. And I think there's going to be a lot of togetherness, a lot of celebrations, even with like the World Cup and the Winter Olympics. It's the start of a new cycle of togetherness and being part of this world. It's also going to be about self-identifyness, less globalization, a lot of people are going to vote in the next general elections across the world. From this year onwards, people are going to vote for people who are going to put their own country first. This will help solutions around the world, like in Britain and elsewhere, where there's high immigration, and high immigration is bad because living standards are lower. Doesn't matter which country, and when you have low immigration, when it's controlled, countries are a lot more stable, more happy. So people are going to vote for more stability, governments with a plan, governments where if you lie to us, you will be out. People of the world are starting to. There's a new lion of the world, and people are going to vote. And they're going to vote to make sure that people have a plan and not promising cookies, they're not promising free pizza, they're not promising free alcohol or something like that. It's going to be at the parties, or the government what will win. It's going to be either like American first, like Trump style, or it's going to be someone with a plan, not just to make their own country better, but to make the people better, everything better, and the overall mission is to make the world a better place to live. So yeah, who's going to win the World Cup? I don't know yet. I think it might be a surprise. I think it's going to be a country in the finals where people might not thought of before. I think there will be a shock in the World Cup. I don't think it will be France. I don't think it'd be Germany. I don't think it'd be Italy, Spain, or Portugal, or Brazil. I think England might be in the final, but I think Morocco might be in the final, or again semi-finals. So yeah, but watch this space. And yeah, so my prediction is this is going to be a start of something big. And the next couple of years, we're going to have a more happier world. There's going to be more countries liberating, more countries happy. It will start in Latin America. It will go to Africa, into Europe, into Asia, the Middle East. It's happening in Latin America, it's happening in the Middle East. The Middle East will be united starting from this year. I think the war, when that happens, I think the war of Ukraine will come to an end with a Ukraine victory. And what does that mean? A victory will be Russia giving up completely, and Ukraine will be more in position to ask Russia to give back control, and Ukraine will say that it will have. I think Ukraine will probably ask the United Nations to have referendum in the Donbass region, and it'll probably be done by a neutral country to do the referendum. I think that's the realistic, the realistic peace talk, the realistic option. Ukraine going into NATO, those talks will be in the next 5-10 years after the war. There will be security guarantees. So that's what I think. Israel and Palestine, I think the countries what recognise Palestine won't, the new governments won't recognise Palestine. The condition on that is Palestine has to have one government. At the moment, Palestine has two governments, Hamas and the West Bank leaders. That is what, not just my, that's also my, I think that's what will happen, is that there will be I think what will also happen is Jerusalem, a lot of countries will recognise Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Trump will be pushing that agenda. He will get the Middle Eastern countries, and he will say, you will recognise Jerusalem as Israel's capital, and you remove your embassy there. A lot of countries around the world, especially NATO countries, they will probably move their embassies to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv. And then the world will have to recognise Palestine. It has to have one leader. I think there will be more talks about Israel giving up more land, more of a land bridge between West Bank and Gaza Strip. I think that's a realistic state, a realistic solution, and I think that's a fair one. And yeah, I think this year is the start of new beginnings, a new start, and next year, this year's about hope for everybody. Hope that things will change. Hope that the country will become great again. And yeah, so hope that this year is a better year than last, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.